Hey guys, hey, welcome to Mondays with Mark. I'm Mark, and this is Smokeysteveandmarc. Oh, yes, it is. Welcome back. Oh, it's nice to see you. It really is. Oh, today on the show, I think we're going to have a good time. Well, we're going to have a little garden update. I was busy in the garden most of the week. And oh gosh, in addition to that, we have a garden project to do too. And what else? Of course, we have some interesting facts. And of course, we're going to get caught up on some chit chat too. I was afraid I was not going to be able to see you tonight. I had a really rough weekend. I don't know, Friday, I had a flare is what happened. I believe is what happened. But it just seemed like there was a lot of other things that played into this. So, I just started not feeling well, and we actually were going to do a Friday night chit chat. Stephen and I was like, you know what? Why don't you do your video, which was his mental health video, and then Saturday we'll do a chit chat. I'll feel a little bit better. Well, no, that didn't happen. Saturday I woke up and it was pretty bad. I was on the couch all day. Couldn't really walk. And I just, it plays on your mind. And I started thinking like, it's all, I have pneumonia. I broke a rib, because the pain did feel like it was more in the center here, and it felt almost like my lung. I don't know, but these arthritic conditions are so mind-boggling. I mean, one day it's your knee and your leg, the next day it's like your torso, the next day it's your neck. You never know what's going to happen. But in addition to that, I was slicing potatoes on our new mandolin. Yep, you guessed it. I sliced my finger and I sliced it bad. I got really lightheaded. We almost went to the hospital. It's a pretty big cut. I have pictures of it, but I don't think I'm going to show you because they're pretty graphic and pretty disgusting. They really are. I mean, the cut was about an inch long. Off, and I kept I found the skin, and I kept it because I always heard that, like, I guess it's more for if you lose a digit or something, you're supposed to keep it on ice in case they need to sew it back on. But I had that and I ended up putting it in the freezer because I just wasn't sure, I couldn't get it. It would not stop bleeding and I didn't know how bad it was. And I'm not one to get lightheaded, and I never get woozy. I've had so many cuts in my life being a chef, but this one was pretty bad. I just have a Band-Aid on it now, but I've been taking care of it, peroxide and iodine and neosporin and all that, and keeping it clean and covered, and especially when I'm out gardening, and then usually now for the last 2 days at night I've been taking it off and letting it air out, and it does seem to be getting a little bit better. So I think it was the right decision not to go to the hospital. So we'll see how it heals. Yeah, I remember last month I did this thumb, I know, on the new Ginsu knife, and he healed up really well. There, if you can see. So I'm hoping this one heals up fast too, So it was that, and and Bandit was like my buddy all weekend. He was right by my side the whole time. He knew I wasn't feeling good. It was so cute. But yeah, I do have to keep it covered because I'm definitely afraid of getting an infection. And no infection so far, everything's pretty good. So we'll just keep an eye on it the next couple days until I'm over the I don't know, like the hump of it. You tend to like reach a point where if you have a bad cut where okay, it's starting to scab. Oh, we're in the clear a little bit, anyway. But well, speaking of the garden though, I did get a lot done. Admittedly, not as much as I wanted to get done, and I lost the weekend, which was a hit. It was a hit because this is the time, and time is a ticking away. But yeah, I did get some stuff done. And starting with our onions, look. We got all the onions in. Nice. These are red onions. We have sweet onions and white onions. And about, I'm going to say, probably no longer than 2 weeks, we will have green onions right here and here and here. So what I'm going to do is we'll pull every other one, and then it leaves space for the other ones to grow into full-sized onions. So, and Stephen's getting in on the garden action this year too. I heard someone gave you a seed paper card. Nice. Ooh, we got 2 big pots there. That's gonna look really nice. And there's Stephen's blackberry bush doing well. And I think I'm most excited about the herb garden growing this year. I really am. I was able to get the retaining wall exposed up to about there, and I have about another 4 foot or so to expose there, but I do have the herbs in. Gosh, y'all, we have chives and tarragon and 2 kinds of sage. We have the purple basil in, and I have about a week to go, and I'll put the regular basil in, the sweet basil. 1, 2, 3 rosemaries there, and parsley. We got our Italian parsley in. Yes, we do. And then moving on down to our mint garden, we have spearmint, chocolate mint, ginger mint, and peppermint. And this right down here is a lavender plant. And then I have some mint growing down the wall as well. I think that'll be pretty cool. And then moving on down to our thyme garden. I don't even know how many, 5 or 6 different kinds. We have French thyme, English thyme, lemon thyme, and then up here we have the spicy orange thyme and our newest addition, and this is our woolly thyme. He's a creeper. He'll grow all down here, and that'll be nice. And then we have our oregano and lemongrass, and lastly up here we have 1 more lavender plant, and back there is our dill. So I think this is going to look really nice once it all starts to grow. Yeah, so I did get some stuff done, and out on the porch I got the hanging plants. They're all hung now, and I want to get the lights, the patio lights put up, and that rain curtain that I bought. I want to get that put up next. So, but there's still so much to do, so much to do, I like to have everything in by the first week of June. I'm not certain if that's going to happen. I tell you, this thumb really. You don't realize how much you use your thumb until you don't have it to use. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Every time I tap it, okay, enough of me whining about my thumb. Just, it hurts, and it's affecting everything, cooking and gardening and all that stuff, But I do feel much, much better today, and I'll be seeing you later in the week for my turn with a mental health video for Mental Health Month, and then next week, Stephen and I will be together to close out Mental Health Awareness Month. So that'll be good. And they won't stop. I know Stephen's going to continue with his mental health check-ins all through summer, and I'll be popping in every once in a while as well with that. So, but this time of year is really nice. It's so exciting to see things start to sprout and grow in the garden and in our little pods. And as you saw, Stephen even got involved. He planted some wildflowers and big planters. It was a seed paper card of wildflowers, and he ripped them all up and placed them all in, and so that they're starting to sprout too, which is pretty cool. And it just flowers just popping up everywhere. I don't know. It does a lot for the soul. It really does. And and speaking of flowers, do y'all know what the smallest flower in the entire world is? The world's smallest flower is commonly found throughout North America, and the whole globe, really. But its bloom is so small you may never catch a glimpse. Watermill, aka various species of the genus Wolfia, is an aquatic plant that thrives in slow-moving ponds, marshes, and lakes. To the naked eye, clusters of watermill can resemble a floating raft of algae, but under a microscope, it's easier to see just how tiny individual watermill plants are. They measure around 1/42nd of an inch long and 1/85th of an inch wide, or about the size of a candy sprinkle. In fact, watermeal is so small that about 5,000 individual plants can fit inside a thimble. When they bloom, they're rarely noticed. What's more, the even tinier fruit they produced is the smallest fruit in the world and cultivated in some parts of Southwest Asia as a food source. Oh, and we have a bit of trivia for you speaking of flowers. So, blank is the world's largest producer of cut flowers. Okay, don't worry, you'll get the answer before the end of the video. Interesting, huh? That's pretty cool. It's like, it's not even the size of a candy sprinkle. Oh my goodness. All right, well, you know what? I think it might be fun to do our first official garden project of the year. Y'all, we're gonna make a teepee trellis out of scrap branches. Let's go do this. Oh, yes, y'all, we have a great garden project for you. We're gonna make a teepee trellis, but we're gonna make it out of scrap branches, y'all. It's gonna be so cool. Now, I'm building this trellis for our moonflowers and our morning glories. I'm gonna put them together. And of course, the moonflowers are those big white flowers that bloom only at night. And then the morning glories are smaller, but I got the all red ones this year, and they bloom in the morning. So we'll have all day and night blooms going on here. And I think the colors are going to look real great together. So let's get started, shall we? Let's talk about materials. So we're going to need 3 scrap branches. So go raid the woods behind your house, or maybe hit up the park, or maybe you have some friends that have woods by their house. You need 3 pretty large branches like this. I'm about 5'8", so these are a little over 6 feet tall. Now, of course, you can do this in any size you'd like, but I wanted this to be pretty big. And check it out. I got these ones, if you can see, they kind of bow a little bit at the bottom. So when we're done, it'll be like an hourglass shape, or maybe like a pear or something like that, okay? Now, if you don't have branches or don't want to go with branches, you can always use 1x1 pieces of lumber, and that'll give you a little modern look there, you know, as opposed to a rustic look like these, all right? So let's get these baby in the ground. So the first thing that I did, as you can see here, is I dug up 3 holes, even distances apart here, and these are where our first branches are going to go in, just like that. And then because I'm going with that bowed look, I'm going to make sure that when I put them in there, that they're, that the little rounded part is facing out. So it's as easy as this. We're just going to put these in the ground, and then we're going to just fill it in with the dirt that we took out of the ground all around it, and then we're just going to tamp it down real hard and make sure they're in pretty secure, okay? All right. And just like that. All right. Now, I did step on them and, make them pretty secure at the bottom, but I want them to be a little bit loose because we're going to probably, rearrange it and stuff as we go along. And now at the top here, we're just going to secure these all together to kind of like a point here, And remember, if you're using like a bowed one, you want those facing out, the bubble part, the rounded end, we're going to have them facing out. And we are pretty good there. So we're just going to take some twine and tie this together. Okay, I think we're good. Look. We're nice and sturdy there, and we're attached at the top here. So now, morning glories and moonflowers are vining, of course, they grow very tall, and so they need something to curl around and grow up. And these 3 sticks here, well, they will grow up them, but we want it to be nice and full. We want our whole teepee to be covered with flowers. So that's where some smaller branches, and believe it or not, our glue gun comes into play. So I have what we're going to do here. I'll show you how we're going to do one here. So every so often on all three sides here, we're going to place another stick like this, and we're just going to do them, you know, like every so often on all three sides. And I'm using the hot glue gun so that it'll just hold it in place for a moment. Like we can see, like we can just stick it just like that, hold it on there for a couple seconds, and then it'll just stay in place. Allah! So we can get more twine. I know you're going to say on all those sticks. Yep, on all those sticks. And they're smaller this time, but then just for not only for the look of it, but also to give it a little more stability, we're going to tie this up like we did the top. You know, loop it up around and bring it around, and then just keep weaving it in and out like this until, you know, it's all nice and tied, nice and tight there, okay? And of course, we're going to repeat that with all of our little sticks that we put all over our teepee. So let's get to doing this. Ooh, it's getting dark. I hope we're done in time. And we are just trimming off our little extra pieces here like that. I mean, honestly, you could leave these on here because, oh my gosh, when you guys, when these grow, I mean, this whole everything will be completely covered. It will, and it'll look stunning. I'm hoping it'll look stunning. But really, that's all there is to it. I'll show you down a little bit here. See if I can move it down. There you go, and there you go. But of course, I'll get you a nice picture of it once we're all done. But really, that's all there is to it. The only thing left to do would be plant our moonflowers and our morning glories. We grew these from seed and they're ready to go. They have a few sets of leaves on there, so they're definitely ready to go. But it's getting dark out, so I probably won't do that until tomorrow. So, but I hope you enjoyed our project, our rustic teepee trellis made out of scrap branches, y'all. Scrap branches! Love it. Love it. Ooh, so what'd you think? Think it might be something you'll try? Like I said earlier too, you know, it doesn't have to be scrap branches. I just do like the rustic look of that. But you can also do a more kind of, I guess, more modern look by using just 1x1 pieces of lumber and building it that way. You know, I'm sure you've seen those like in catalogs and things like that. They look just as nice. They're nice, you know. But I'm really excited to see those grow on there. I love the combination of the white moonflowers and the red morning glories. I hope it turns out. So, and I'm sure to keep you updated on it. So, and that actually was by request. Well, a trellis of some sort was requested by actually a few people who watch that are putting their gardens in for different trellis ideas. And once I get those darn raised beds in, I'll be doing another trellis, which is pretty simple, and I'll show you how I do that one too. I'm going to have my tomatoes grow like a vine this year instead of a plant, because they are a vine. But that's probably not for another week or two. My plans are this week, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully to get a tiller. I've been having trouble finding a tiller. They're all reserved. Well, I mean, this is the time of year, right? So I'm hoping to be able to find one this week. I did get a garden pick, y'all. My first one. I never had a pick. Ooh, I feel like one of those miners with it. You know, it's pretty cool, but I just physically can't do it. I mean, it took me a long time to get 1 3-foot square raised bed dug out, you know, because the ground is so solid and there's a lot of rock in it. So, but we'll figure that all out this week. We'll get it taken care of. And oh, that's what I wanted to show you. I knew I had these. I had everybody, you know, the silver dollar plant. Well, I got all the seeds sent out of everybody who requested them, and I do still have some more left. So if you still want some of these, shoot me an email with your address, and I'll get them out to you this week, okay? All right, we still have some of those. And maybe I'll hit up my seed bank here and see if I have any more. A few people requested the autumn zinnias, those little ones, the orange and the reds. But I I haven't been able. I planted some this year, but I can't find the bag that I keep the seeds in. Of course, I could lose my head if it wasn't attached for real. Oh my gosh! But I don't know. Another thing is time, right? There just does not seem to be enough time to do everything. I had said this earlier. Really, I like to have the whole garden in by the first week of June, and I was looking at the calendar. My goodness, the first week of June is right around the corner. And oh my goodness, we are getting ready for our summer kickoff too. Ooh, I'm excited about summer this year and all of our summer content. Aren't you, honey? Look, he's excited too. He really is. Say hello. Say hello. Or not. Oh, he did. Good. I'm glad that you did. Yeah, that's coming up too. Memorial Day is a week from today. Crazy how time is flying. Oh Lord, there's just not enough time for anything.
Heavy Thoughts by Stephen Marc.
I was thinking, if 24-hour clocks started at 23:59 and counted down till 0001, people might try getting more done. I mean, I'm just saying.
Heavy Thoughts by Stephen Marc.
Well, I'll tell you, it'll all work out, it'll all work out. But I don't know. I think I kept you long enough tonight. I hope you had a good time with me. And before I forget, oh yeah, the answer to our trivia question, that will be the Netherlands. They are the producer of, how do you say? It's probably right on there. I just can't get what's in my head to come out my mouth, if you know what I'm saying. It's all a big jumble in here. But they are the producer of the most cut flowers in the entire world. So I bet some of you got that. All right. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. It means the world to me. I really hope you had fun, and definitely hit that subscribe button, okay? And the notification bell so you know when we have a new video coming out. Check us out over on social medias, and all of our contact information is listed right down below, our post office box and our email address. If you want some of those seeds, just shoot me over your address through email and I'll get them out this week for you. Thank you again, everybody. You have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time, okay? All right. Ciao, everybody.